Hey guys, welcome back to Beer Reviews with the BeerSarge. Just going to start off with a little bit of a request, if you don't mind. Does anybody know what this is? So, it's rubber. It looks like the foot on something, but I have no fucking idea what it's off. You'll never guess where I found it. Well, I took it out of the dog's mouth, so he's obviously got it off something, and for the life of me I can't fucking work out what it is. But if you have an idea, chuck it in the comments below and help me out. Otherwise I'm going to biff it out and then I'll need it the day after I've thrown it away. Alright, let's get into a beer review. Hey guys, welcome back to Beer Reviews with the BeerSarge. Well, I'm hoping you can help me out with that bloody rubber foot, because it's driving me nuts as to what it is. But anyway, let's get into it. So, a little while ago we did a review on Heineken 0%, and that was because I was on call. And fucking, wouldn't you know it, I'm on call again. So, being responsible, 0% beer is for me. So I went old school, pretty much standard. If you can call 0% beer standard, you can't. I went for this stuff here. I was going to say shit, but I went for that. DB Export Gold 0%. Now, back in the day, I was a bit of a fanboy for Export Gold. I'd buy it, I'd jazz it up with a little bit of lime juice or something just to make it a bit more fancy. And yeah, it was my go-to. And prior to Export Gold, DB Export, which was one of their, probably apart from Sparkling Watermatter, DB Export was probably their, I would say their flagship beer. I would say their best beer. Anyway, I picked this up from Liquorland, box of 12 for $22, so a little bit more expensive than beer with alcohol in it. Why the fuck? But anyway, so a little bit more expensive, and I thought I'd give this one a shot. Now, 0% beer, everyone's sort of, what the fuck would you buy 0% beer for? Hey, in this day and age, you've got to have those alternatives, don't you? If you're going to a party and you want to, you don't want to hang around with your fucking, your hand in your key pocket of your fucking Levi's and stand there and, what are you going to do with this fucking hand? You've got to have something in it. So you might as well have a beer, because there's nothing worse than all your mates getting on the piss and you're fucking drinking Coca-Cola or fucking Fanta or something. But having one of these, it's kind of a mindset thing, you're actually still having a beer. It tastes like beer, well, we'll find out. And it's just, it's a mind thing. You're not drinking soft drink, you're actually drinking a beer. And everyone knows that if you drink too much Coke, God, it just starts to taste fucking horrible. So, I thought we'd give this one a crack, see what we get out of it, and go for it. I mean, the old DB's been around for a while. 1930 DB, I suppose. So, been around a while. It's a classic Kiwi, so you've got your two big ones, your Dominion breweries, and then you've got Lion and Dominion breweries, probably owned by some conglomerate overseas like Lion, but anyway, let's have a look at this one. So it's a 330, it's a 0%, and it was $22 for a dozen of them. Now, there is nothing on here that says anything about its hops that they use or anything, and that's standard for your big brewery beers. They're not going to give away their secrets. They rely on mass market, like everybody buys our beers because they're slightly cheaper than everyone else's, than the craft beers, and they go on volume. They're not going to give you the secrets. But anyway, let's have a go. So it's a twisty. Off it comes nice and easy, and I thought we'd put it in this lovely little classic Willie the Waiter glass, which is a 50th anniversary in 1995. I am quite a bit of a fan of little Willie the Waiter, so I've got a couple of these glasses hidden away in my house. So let's chuck this in here. So it pours like a beer. It looks like a beer. It has head like a beer. And there we go. So, for all intents and purposes at the moment, you're standing in a pub and you have one of these in your hand. It looks like you've gone up to the bar with your last fucking $1.30 and bought yourself a little, this might be a fucking, oh, this might be a 7-ounce glass. A 7-ounce glass of beer. For all intents and purposes, everybody looking at you would say, that guy has a beer in his hand, not a fucking Coca-Cola. Or in the old days, when I was a young fella, and I was a little bit scared of, you know, the boys taking the piss out of me, I'd go and buy a fucking ginger ale and put a ginger ale in one of these, and it never fooled them at all. They always took the piss out of me. But there you go. That was on a Sunday, usually at Sunday school, but here we go. So let's have a sniff of it. It's got a it's got a smell that's sort of like barley sugars, but not sweet barley sugars. It's just the barley sugar smell, which will be the malt. It'll be the malt. It's got a fairly strong malt sort of barley sugar smell, but not the sweetness of the barley sugar. Yeah. All right. So let's have a taste. It's got a... It doesn't taste like beer. It doesn't taste like beer at all. It's got a real malt barley taste. So it does... It's kind of got a beer taste. It's got a malt barley taste, but it's lacking the... There's something missing in there. Not a lot of body to it, so it's quite a light brew. So there's not a lot of malt flavours there. I don't know. I can't taste any super secret hops in there. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, surely you can make a bloody craft beer with, or a 0% alcohol beer. I don't know how they remove the alcohol out of the beer, because it is still a fermentation process, unless this is like a spritzer or a soda or whatever the fuck they call them now, a seltzer, unless it's something like that, which it could be, like a flavoured beer, flavoured water. I mean, it's okay. Like it does kind of taste like soda water with some beer flavouring in it. If I was trying to compare it to the Heineken one, I would say the Heineken one has this one over a barrel, and yeah, I'd probably go the Heineken one over this. The Heineken was pretty close to Heineken standard 5% lager, without the 5% obviously. This one lacking just a little bit, undershooting for me. Undershooting. So, oh fuck, at the end of the day, $22 a dozen. I think you pay maybe another couple of bucks more for Heineken, for a dozen of Heineken 0%. I'd spend that extra couple of bucks. This is okay, but it's not up there with the Heineken. The Heineken's actually, the flavour is a lot better than this, but that's just me. I'm probably talking through a hole in my ass, but that's how I read it. This is not bad, but it's nowhere near Heineken. Yeah. But then again, it is 0% beer. What do you fucking expect? Alright, so that is another beer review from the sober BeerSarge. Roll on Tuesday. That's when I'm off call. Might even have a beer. Alright. Stay safe, wash your hands, ring your mum, and that's about it. Alright, catch you later.